Sekiro Shadows Die Twice is a masterpiece. There's just no other way to put it. This game is incredible and one of my new personal favorites. Developed by From Software, it was released to critical and commercial acclaim in 2019, winning Game of the Year at the Game Awards and selling over 10 million copies. Many praised this game and hailed it as one of FromSoft's crowning achievements. However, others criticized the game saying it was too difficult, raising the usual Souls debate about difficulty, accessibility, and that sort of thing that always sparks up whenever one of these games comes out. That aside, I believe that Sekiro has the best moment-to-moment combat out of any game ever. The controls are fluid and responsive, the enemies and encounters are extremely well designed across the board, and the boss fights are just masterful. Just the satisfying clang of weapons clashing together and the ability to be able to stand toe-to-toe with literally anyone in a duel is an unrivaled feeling. I mean, just watch this and tell me this isn't the coolest thing you've ever seen. Unlike Dark Souls or Elden Ring, this game is not an RPG. You only have one weapon which the entire game is built and designed around. While this might seem limiting at first, I found it incredibly refreshing, as it allows the developers to tailor-make and perfect each and every encounter to be as fair and satisfying as possible, so that after each fight, you feel truly accomplished, and you feel like you can handle anything the game throws at you. As the only thing between you and beating a certain boss or overcoming a certain challenge is simply your own skill and dedication. Slightly hot take, but I also think that as a result of not having any RPG elements, that this game is the most balanced and fair of all the Souls games. Now, there is a leveling system, prosthetics, and different upgrades, and these things help for sure, but they aren't completely necessary, except for Makiri counter, as you'll be relying on your katana most of the time. This game is the most story-focused of all of FromSoft's games. Without spoiling anything, the story is incredible and ties into the overall themes of the game nicely. Also, make sure that the game is in Japanese, as the voice acting is just so much better. The setting and the atmosphere are one of the big draws of the game, and one of the reasons for me personally, I initially wanted to check it out. Sekiro takes place during the Sengoku period of Japan, a time of near constant war, and is in the fictional land of Ashina. This game does an incredible job of tying in real history with fiction, and has a good blend of grounded and fantastical elements with the enemies and monsters you fight throughout the game. Visually, it's a gorgeous game, and the level design, while not nearly to the same scale as something like Elden Ring, is still incredible, and makes great use of your new grappling hook with lots of verticality. There are also plenty of hidden secrets and shortcuts to be found. If I had to choose the thing that I like most about Sekiro, that would be the combat. Unlike all the other Souls games, this game relies completely on parrying and mastering deflections. It is extremely fluid and insanely satisfying to land a series of perfect parries. The goal of each fight is to build up the posture meter above an enemy through attacks and deflections. Once the meter is maxed out, the opponent will be opened up for a death blow, and depending on the rank of the enemy, you might have to do one or multiple death blows to defeat them. Like all of FromSoft's games, there is an insane amount of enemy variety, so you'll never get bored of fighting the same exact enemies over and over again. Good timing and figuring out the correct openings on different enemies is how you will ultimately emerge victorious. Stealth is another big mechanic in this game. While it's not super fleshed out, it is still very fun and important to use when facing an area with multiple enemies. Now, be forewarned, this game is very difficult, and probably has the steepest learning curve out of all of FromSoft's games, so I don't know if I would necessarily recommend it to people new to the genre. This game should have been called Sekiro Shadows Die 1,000 times, because that's how often you die. However, if you like the setting and style of combat and are up for a good challenge, go for it. Just don't be afraid of looking up a video or something. If you're stuck at a particular spot, just whatever you do, don't ring the bell. Good luck.